Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from truest part to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves baseball. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Tuesday, April 28th. The Braves, they win another series, guys. The streak continues. They take 2 out of 3 from the Philadelphia Phillies during the weekend. It should have been a sweep. If I'm being honest, it should have been a sweep. But that second game just got it was a little funky there towards the end. We're going to talk about that when we get to Tomahawk Takes. But with those 2 wins this series, the Braves become the first team to get to 20 wins this season. And if you think about last year's start, it's a big, big difference, a complete 180 with that 0-7 start. So it's been great to see this team rolling. Hopefully they can continue to do so. The Braves were off yesterday on Monday, so Chopsy decided let's take a day off as well. They start a new series tonight. That's going to be against the Detroit Tigers. We're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to have a quick, brief preview when we get to the Braves forecast. Make sure to continue, to follow the show on all the social media platforms. On Instagram, it's at the Chop Seat Pod. And then on Facebook, X, or Twitter, whatever you call it, TikTok, and YouTube, it's at the Chop Seat. So, yeah, we're going to dive into the series with the Phillies. We're going to preview the series with the Detroit Tigers. And we got some big headlines from around the league, too. We're going to just touch on those real quick as well. So let's go. Let's get into our first segment.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes. And remember, guys, Tomahawk Takes is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code CHOPSY20 to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. You can use it for baseball games, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. Use it for that as well. Use it for any concerts. Usher, Chris Brown, they're going on tour, the R&B tour. Any other shows, anything you want to use SeatGeek for, use code CHOPSY20, and you're going to save yourself $20 off your first purchase. So if you remember correctly, the Phillies were coming into town to finish that 13 games in 14 games. Sorry, that don't even make sense. 13 games in 14 days against NL East opponents for the Braves. It was gonna we're gonna put a bolt on that with the Phillies coming into town. Remember, we swept the Phillies the first time we played them last week. Then we went to DC. We faced the Nationals. We took 3 out of 4 from them, and then we were gonna come back home for a quick 6-game homestand. And remember, the Phillies, they were coming in with a 9-game losing streak. 9-game losing streak for the Phillies. And it doesn't get better than that. When your 2 biggest rivals in the division both have some terrible losing streaks to start the season. The Mets, I think they got They got up to 12 losses in a row. Phillies came in with a 9-game losing streak. And listen, the Braves took care of business in game 1, so they extended that streak to 10 games for the Phillies. But again, Phillies were coming into town with an 8-17 record. The Braves sitting at 18-8. Andrew Painter was on the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies. He goes 5 2/3, 9 hits, allowed 5 runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. He takes the loss in this one. He's now 1-2 with a 5.25 ERA. On the mound for the Braves was Grant Holmes. He goes 6 innings, 7 hits, allowed 3 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He gets the win. That's the second one of the season for him. He's now 2-1 with a 3.62 ERA. From the bullpen for the Braves, it was Aaron Bummer, Joe Payamps, and then Robert Suarez, who came in. We got the final 3 outs. He got the save, the third of the season for him. He now has a nice 0.77 ERA. Top of the third, though, this is where the action started. Trey Turner, he hits one out opposite field to the chop house. It's a 2-run homer there. 2-0 Phillies to take the early lead in the top of the third. Acuna, he tried to deke that one, making it seem like he was going to catch it, and then he did a quick turn, save it was going to bounce off the wall. No need for that, bro. Ball was gone again. A 2-run homer for the Phillies. Bottom of the third, though, and this is something that I keep saying, and I'm thinking is, it's a small sample size because it's still early, but this might be this team's identity, man, for the entire season, because this team stays answering back right away. As soon as they start trailing in the game, next half inning, they come in and they do their thing. Either they cut the lead in half, or they score just one, whatever the case may be, or they might even take the lead. This offense has been explosive thus far this season, and that's what they do in the bottom of the third. Cunha, he ties the ball game with a 2-run homer of his own. That one was out to left field. Apo Taco. That ties up the ball game 2-2. Top fifth, though, Bryce Harper, he hits a go ahead homer opposite field as well. Makes it 3-2. Phillies. Bottom of the sixth, though, Dom Smith on second, Mauricio Dubon on first with 2 outs. Again, I've been saying, the 2 outs, Braves this season, I feel like they've been phenomenal. I got to look up the numbers to see the exact numbers, but they've been able to do some damage with 2 outs as well. Andrew Painter, he was still in the game, and Eli White's turn is up in the lineup. Walt Weiss brings in Michael Harris to pinch hit. Remember, if you remember correctly, Michael Harris was scheduled to start the ball game on Friday night, but he was then scratched because he had I think it was a hamstring tightness. It might have been a hamstring or a quad. I don't remember it now. It was a long weekend, but he had some leg tightness, so they had taken him out as a precaution. But again, they put him into pinch hit. He's up in the count, 2-0 count. He drives 96 mile per hour fastball out to left field, lands on the warning track, bounces off the wall. Dom Smith scores. Mauricio Dubon scores. Harris is in safely at second. That makes it 4-3 Braves. A comeback there for the Atlanta Braves. Jorge Mateo comes in to run for Michael Harris. He steals third, and he scores on a wild pitch. That makes it 5-3 Braves. And the Braves hold on to that lead because in the top of the ninth, it did get a little bit shaky there for Robert Suarez. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. But he gets Brandon Marshall ground out back to him. A little comebacker. He fields it, goes to first. That is the ball game. Braves win 5-3. They improved to 4-0 against the Philadelphia Phillies after this win. And this, like I said earlier, it extended Philadelphia's streak to 10 losses in a row. Beautiful to see there from our one of our toughest division rivals. We got to be honest. It's probably the Phillies. Mets come in at number 2. And then I don't know. It could be a flip flop between the Marlins and the Nationals. I think I don't know. I don't know what to rank the Nationals. It's 3A and 3B, to be honest, because some seasons we are dominant against the Marlins for the most part, but I feel like they've been getting better. The Nationals offense is good too. I mean, we saw it with that series that they just played. But anyways, I would put the Phillies as 1 right now, Mets 2, and Nationals and Marlins. You could flip-flop from 3A and 3B. But yeah, that was the first game of the 3-game set on Friday. Saturday was the second game. It was Zach Wheeler on the mound making his first start of the season, coming back from that health scare that he had last year. In his first start, he did not do bad at all. He goes 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs allowed, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He was going up against Bryce Jekyll Elder, he's still been great this year. People saying, hey, he's going to fall off. He's been phenomenal, guys. He's been phenomenal. He's been giving the Braves against every single start, and I'm loving it. I'm here for it. He goes 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks in this ballgame. He now has a 1.95 ERA in the bullpen for the Braves. It was Dylan Lee coming out, Tyler Kinley, and then Jose Suarez. We're going to talk about Jose Suarez later on. He still has a spot on the roster, guys, and I'm assuming it's coming to an end now. I'm assuming once Spencer Strider comes back, because every time I see his name up there, man, if it's not Robert Suarez and it's Jose Suarez, you got yourself a problem. But anyways, there was a big rain delay, by the way. It was probably about an hour delay. Brian Snitker, he did get inducted into the Braves Hall of Fame on Saturday night. Amazing career, 5 decades with the organization. I mean, that's incredible. Incredible achievement, well-deserved. by Snicker. I'm glad he got that championship ring in 2021. So congrats to him. But the only thing that did suck was that he wasn't able to get the whole full ceremony due to the rain. He had to do his induction speech indoors and then probably in one of the clubhouse rooms or whatever they have, the media rooms. He had to give a speech there. But again, well deserved. The Braves did a good job of putting that together and making sure it still happened even with the rain delay. When the game started, I think it was about an 8:15 start time. Top of the first, runner on first for Adolis Garcia. He lines one to left field. Mike Yastrzemski, he tries to make a diving catch, misses the ball completely. I'm laughing because I've done that a few times, whether it's been when I used to play baseball or when I play softball now. I've done that a few times. You think you make the catch, you dive, you mid-dive, you're like, oh, no, I'm not even near this. Let me see if I can stop the ball at least with my body. That's not what happened. The ball keeps rolling to the wall. It's a triple for Adolis Garcia. I was about to say the Nationals. The Phillies take the lead there, 1-0. Top of the fourth, Bryson Stott. He hits the second triple of the game for the Phillies. Acuna, he tried to make a leaping catch in this one. He did attempt to make a leaping grab, but he was not close to it. The ball bounces off the break out there, the right field wall towards the chop house, near the chop house, and it just bounced back. Brandon Marsh, he scores from first. That makes it 2-0 Phillies. So that's already two triples there for the Phillies. Bottom of the fourth, the answer back Braves, they sign into the ball game. Drake Baldwin, Matt Olson, back-to-back walks to start the inning. Ozzie Albies, he grounds one up the middle. Trey Turner, he makes a great diving stop. Shuffles over to second. The throw is wide. Everyone's safe. So, you got bases loaded here with no one out. And then it's Michael Harris, who was DHing in this ballgame. He wasn't in the starting lineup. He was in at DH. He flies one out to deep right. Was it right field? It might have been right field. Baldwin, he does score from the third. He tags up in this one. That makes it a 2-1 ball game. Austin Riley, he lines one down the left field line. That's his 500th career RBI for Austin Riley. Congrats to him. That ties up the ball game at 2. Top of the fifth, Bryce Harper. It's pretty much a single. It was pretty much an infield single. Mauricio Dubon going towards the hole, diving stop. He has no play. There's nowhere he can throw. Everyone's safe. Philadelphia takes the lead there, 3-2 Phillies. Bottom six, though, I keep saying these guys keep answering back. They're quick with it. I've been loving it this entire season. Matt Olson and Ozzie Albies, they connect with back-to-back doubles off of the reliever Banks. That ties the game at 3. Of course, and Michael Harris, red-hot Michael Harris, he singles out to left field. Ozzie Albies scores there. The Braves take a 4-3 lead. And Michael Harris, man, way to stay hot, even with the leg tightness. Walt Weiss pressing the correct buttons in the previous game. He put him into pinch hit. He did his thing. He puts him in this game to DH. He does his thing as well. And this is the benefit of having flexibility when it comes to the DH spot. And I love Marcell Ozuna, the big bear. I miss him. He was great. He was a vibe to have in the clubhouse. The guys keep saying that in every interview, every chance they got to talk about it, Marcell Ozuna. And he was fun. He was great. He had big moments for the Braves. We can't deny that. But when it came to the DH position, we were handcuffed. You couldn't plug him in anywhere else. And that's Marcell Ozuna that I'm talking about right now. You couldn't plug him in anywhere else. So you were handcuffed when it came to the DH spot. But now you got that flexibility where if you have a guy that he's like Michael Harris, feeling a little tightness here and there, you don't want to be taking the field too much. You were able to plug him in there at the DH spot and then have someone like Mauricio Dubon play out there, or Eli White. Or, you put Mauricio Dubon out in the outfield and you put Jorge Mateo into a play at short. You can mix it around. You can move it around. It's great. If you need Acuna to take a day at DH, you can do that. That's the big benefit of being able to be flexible at the DH spot. So the Braves do take the lead there. Top of the eighth, Dylan Lee, he comes in for Kyle Schwarber. He hits the third triple of the game for the Phillies. That's just the kind of wacky game we had. Phillies hitting 3 triples in one ball game. And Kyle Schwarber, come on. It was Kyle Schwarber. What happened? He lands on the center field. Eli White coming in. He slips. It was raining the whole night. So that grass was wet. He just slips. You can't do nothing about it. Ball rolls out to the bag. Eli White has to go and retrieve it. Another triple there. Kyle Schwarber and the Philadelphia Phillies. Again, the third one in the game for them. Bryce Harper, he flies one out to center field. After that, Kyle Schwarber tags up from third. It's a tie ball game yet again. And I'm going to be honest. My wife and I, we did our first 5K Saturday morning. So come game time, plus the rain delay, because I was ready for the game at 7. That rain delay pushed the game out. And your boy was tired. So when it was 4-4, I knocked out for a little bit. I was like dozing on and off on the couch, bro. And I see the Braves didn't score in the bottom of the ninth. Let me get a swig of water here. Excuse me. But I was just on and off. On and off. Top of the 10th. I'm like, asleep. And all of a sudden I hear Jose Suarez is coming into the game. And I'm like, oh boy, I woke up, bro. I know Tyler Kinley was in. He gave up a walk, I believe it was, to Trey Turner. And remember, obviously, extra innings, you get the ghost run on second. So that means you got first and second. Jose Suarez coming in with no outs. That's not the situation you want to be in. I saw that, and I was like, I saw it, and I was like, I got to go back to sleep, bro, because it's not going to end well. And I closed my eyes, right? But I was still listening to the game. He ends up walking Schwarber, so that makes it bases loaded. And then after that, I was like, yeah. By the time I get up, it's over, bro. By the time I get up, I'm gonna see the score, and it's done. Bryce Harper comes in, and remember, they brought him in. Robert Suarez was down, so you couldn't use him. And then I guess you want the lefty matchup against Schwarber and Bryce Harper. Let's see if Jose Suarez is able to get out the inning there. But Bryce Harper, he connects with a 2-run single. The Phillies end up scoring 2 more off of Suarez. That makes it 8-4. We head into the bottom of the 10th. The Braves, they only score 1 run. They only score 1. That makes it 8-5. That was a ball game right there, guys. An 8-5 victory for the Philadelphia Phillies. That snaps their 10-game losing streak. It really was, I think, a game the Braves could have won. I guess everyone else was down, man. Everyone else was down because, you had Dylan Lee the previous game. You had Dylan Lee in this game. You had him in the 8th inning. You had Tyler Kinley in. You had both of your 8 guys there, but you just couldn't use Robert Suarez. So you had to go to the other Suarez, which was Jose. And Jose, he didn't have it. And I don't know how much longer we're gonna, see from him. Every time I see that he has a bad appearance, which is most of the time, and I look to see if he gets DFA'd or something, he's still there, man. He's still there, and it's frustrating. I mean, I guess we don't have another lefty because Dylan Dodd now is on the 15-day IL, so you can't even use him for now. So we're missing a lefty arm, but there has to be another lefty arm down in the minors. Whoever focuses on the minor leagues for the Braves, let me know. There has to be another lefty that's better than Jose Suarez. There's no way that's the only guy that we have right now to eat up innings. Because you could have somebody to eat up innings, but at least give me some quality innings, man. Give me some quality innings. And I was giving him credit for the last appearance he had, Jose Suarez. I think it was when they were in D.C., and I think he went 3 innings without giving up a run. But it's just like, then you have games like this where it's just terrible. He's the new Jekyll and Hyde, I think. He's Hyde. Forget Jekyll. He's Hyde. He's definitely Hyde. But anyways, the Braves lose that one. I think it was a game, again, I'm repeating myself, but I think it's a game that we could have won. But it was wacky with the 3 triples, a lot of defensive errors by the Braves that they usually don't do. So, and I'm talking about the Mike Yastrzemski play early in the game, and then the Eli White play where he slips. It wasn't for those 2 plays. I mean, Braves easily could have won this game. So it's one of those weird games where you take your L, you keep it moving, and you come back the next day. And that's what the Braves did. They come back the next day. It's Chris Sale on the mound. He goes 6 innings for the Braves. Only 1 hit allowed, no runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. He's going up against Aaron Nola, who's been struggling, and he goes 4 2/3, 7 hits, 6 runs given up by him, 3 walks and 6 Ks. He takes the L. He's now 1-3 with a 6.03 ERA. Chris Sale gets the W, of course, 5-1 now with a 2.31 ERA. He records his 150th career win in this ball game. Congrats to Chris Sale. He was doing everything. He was catching comebackers. He was striking out a whole bunch of guys. Like I said, he struck out 9 guys. And this is how the action went down for the Braves. In the bottom of the first, the Braves, they draw blood first in this ball game. Acuna and Drake Baldwin, they open up the inning with back-to-back hits. And then Matt Olson delivers a big blow early. It's a 3-run shot to his favorite spot, the Chop House. So you already know, 3-0 Braves. That's the 8th homer of the season for him. Bottom of the second, more pop from the Braves offense. Eli White, he shows some muscle, a 2-run homer out to left field. That makes it 5-0 Braves. Acuna, he gets on. He's still second base. That's number 6 of the season for him. Drake Baldwin drives him in with an RBI single. MVP Drake, 6-0 Braves. Top of the third, Chris Sale, he gets into a bit of trouble. Bases loaded, 2 outs, full counts of Bryce Harper, but he gets him striking out on a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Swings right through it. Top of the 8th, Kyle Schwarber, he checks in with a short bomb off of Aaron Bummer. That's the 9th of the season for him. That makes it 6-2 Braves, but that's all the Phillies can get in the ball game. That's all, guys. Robert Suarez comes in after Aaron Bummer. He gets the final outs of the ball game. That gives the Braves 20 wins on the season, the first team to attain that this season. The Phillies, that made them lose 11 of their last 12 ball games. Chris Sale passes Chuck Finley in this ball game, number 28 on the all-time strikeout list. He's now 51 away from number 27, which is David Cone, who sits with 2,668 Ks. Chris Sale sitting at 617. 2,000, I'll say that again. 2,617 strikeouts for Chris Sale, just 51 away from David Cone. If it wasn't for his injuries, he would easily be at 3,000 Ks by now. I'm going to say, next season, another season and a half maybe, he'll be at 3,000 strikeouts. But again, if he never gotten injured, easily could have been at that milestone mark already. But, Chris Sale did have some funky injuries in years past. So that's what we have for the Braves with the Phillies series. They take 2 out of 3. Easily could have been a sweep. But again, you take the L in game 2. It was a wacky game. It is what it is. You just got to keep moving. Braves were off yesterday, as I mentioned in the opening portion of the episode. Some new announcements, though, when it comes to the Braves rotation. Reynaldo Lopez, he is now heading to the bullpen. He's not going to be starting. He's going to be heading to the bullpen to work on fixing some mechanical issues. That's what the team has said. Spencer Strider, he's close to a return. Sunday, he had a rehab start. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs allowed, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 82 pitches for him. He threw 50 strikes out of those 82 pitches, 50 strikes. That's good to see from him. His fastball sat at around 95.2 miles per hour. That's what they said. That's not me saying that. That's what they said. Courtesy of Mark Bowman and Chad Bishop there on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Let me see what else I have here for the Braves real quick. They did say that Spencer Strider, he should be pitching in Colorado during the road trip. They haven't said which game exactly, but they are saying that one of the games in Colorado should be where he is making his first start after coming back from rehab. Let me get a swig of water here real quick. Don't even when you just yapping for a minute, you just need a swig. You need it. Anyways, what else we got, guys? Let's see here. Dylan Lee was placed on the paternity list. That was also this morning. Was released around 10 a.m. Didier Fuentes was recalled to Atlanta as a corresponding move there. And again, yes, Strider's next starts will be in the Braves. Sorry, will be with the Braves, possibly in Colorado. That's what they said. Hurston Waldrop, apparently he should be starting to throw next week. Raisel Iglesias, apparently he has resumed throwing. He should be back from the IL when his time is up, or if not, close to as soon as his time is up there. And then Sean Murphy, he's also likely to return to the club soon. I saw another note on Ha-Seong Kim. He should be starting his rehab assignment pretty soon as well. So I feel like it's crazy because everybody's going to be coming back soon, man. Everybody's going to be coming back soon. And I wonder who's going to be the odd man out when Ha-Seong Kim comes back. Is it going to be Eli White? Is it going to be Jorge Mateo? Or is it going to be Dom Smith? I don't think it's going to be Yastrzemski because he got that major league deal. So it might be Jorge Mateo, even though I do like his speed coming off the bench if you do need him to steal a run. But I guess Ha-Seong Kim is kind of like an upgrade from him, even though he doesn't have as much speed, but he can hit more, he can field more. And with the running, with the speed, he isn't that far off. I don't think so. So I guess it probably will be Jorge Mateo taking the L there when Ha-Seong Kim comes back. And then when Sean Murphy comes back, I'm assuming it'll be Jonah Heim, of course. That would have to take the L there unless you're going to carry 3 catchers. And I don't think that makes any sense right now. So, I mean, unless you do, I mean, it does make sense if you do have Sean Murphy catching and Drake Baldwin de-aging and you're afraid to lose one of those guys or to lose your catcher. But I think you're fine. I think you're fine. I think you go with the 2 catchers. You don't need 3. You don't need 3. So I'm assuming Jonah Heim will be the odd man out there. But yeah, so everyone's going to be coming back soon, man. It's pretty good to see that. I think they did say that Spencer Schwellenbach should return. They're hoping that he can return at some point in the second half. And then June is possible for Hurston Waldrop to return. So that's good news there. And yeah, this is the Ha-Seong Kim news. He will need at least a couple of weeks on his rehab assignment to get up to speed and join the big league club. This is basically his spring training. This is from Grant McCauley on Twitter. So I think that's all the Braves news we got, guys. Keeping you guys up to date. That is what we have. Now let's head into our next segment.
It's time for your Braves forecast.
It's time for the Braves forecast. We take a look at the upcoming Braves series, and that's a series against the Detroit Tigers that are coming into town. They're coming in with a 15-4 record. The Braves at 20-9. Game 1 is going to be tonight, Tuesday, 7:15 p.m. start time. Casey Mize on the mound for the Detroit Tigers, 2-1 with a 2.51 ERA. Great start from him this season thus far. Martin Perez is on the mound for the Braves. He's supposed to be on the mound for the Braves. I don't think I've seen any switches, but he should be on the mound. He's 1-1 with a 2.70 ERA. The lineup is out for the Atlanta Braves for tonight's game. It's going to be Acuna Jr. leading off, Drake Baldwin at second, Matt Olson batting third, Ozzie Albies at the cleanup spot, Michael Harris batting fifth. He is going to be playing center field in this game, so he seems to be back from the leg tightness. Austin Riley batting sixth, Dom Smith DHing. He's going to be batting seventh, Mauricio Dubon batting eighth at shortstop, and then Mike Yastrzemski in the 9-hole playing left field. Game 2 tomorrow, 7:15 start there is going to be Cy Young, Tarek Skubal on the mound for the Detroit Tigers, 3-2 record, 2.72 ERA. J.R. Ritchie is going to be on the mound for the Braves. A big challenge ahead for him. Of course, he got his first win on his first career start against the Nationals last week. He's 1-0 with a 2.57 ERA. 7 Ks recorded in that one ball game. And then game 3, an early game Thursday, 12:15 p.m. It's going to be Framber Valdez, 2-1 with a 3.41 ERA, going up against Bryce Elder, 3-1 with a 1.95 ERA. Detroit Tigers, 5-5 in their last 10 games. The Braves, 8-2 in their last 10 games. Got to keep an eye out for the rookie for the Detroit Tigers, Kevin McGonigal. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Casey Mize. As I said in tonight's game, he's had a great start in the beginning of this season. And it's early for the standings, but the Detroit Tigers are in first place right now in the AL Central by half a game, right in front of the Cleveland Guardians, who sit at 500 with a 15-15 record. Braves holding the best record in the league right now. One of the best run differentials. They're at a plus 65 run differential, 3 behind the Dodgers now, sit at plus 68. Dodgers and Braves are tied at 20-9 record, but the Braves got the 21st. We got bragging rights when it comes to 20. Who's going to be the first to 30? We're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, it's going to be a good series against the Detroit Tigers. They're not a terrible team. They're probably playing a little bit below average as of right now, like as where they should be. You know, it takes a while for things to go clicking for these ball clubs, but hopefully it doesn't start in this series. But Braves they have a tough challenge ahead with Casey Mize and Tarek Skubal and even Framber Valdez. That's a really good 3 right there. So the Braves are going to have a tough time with those guys. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on any mistakes that they make on the mound. That's all I got for the Braves forecast. Let's take a quick look at what's going on around the leagues.
It's time for the MLB.
Welcome to the MLB, where we catch up with the action from around the league. Over the weekend, the Boston Red Sox, they fired manager Alex Cora. And they took a whole bunch of guys down. Bench coach Ramon Vasquez was gone. Hitting coach Peter Fatsi. Third base coach Kyle Hudson. Hitting coaches Dylan Landon, Joe Cronin. They're gone. They're all gone. Jason Varitek was reassigned. I think he had a special role with the team. They said he's been reassigned. Chad Tracy, who's been managing the Worcester Sox since 2022, he is the new interim manager for the Boston Red Sox until further notice, I guess. But it was not a good look. A lot of the players were vocal on it, not happy with the move. But hey, it is what it is. And it came after a 17-1 victory, too. So once, you're thinking you're turning things around, you got a big victory, but nope. You still get that phone call. You're fired. But, I mean, hey, it was a bad start from the Red Sox. They're sitting at 12-17 right now. So, not a good start. They won 3 games in a row, but I guess they needed to switch things up. Mets, I don't know what the Mets are waiting for to do the same thing. Philadelphia Phillies, today they announced they fired manager Rob Thompson after starting 9-19. So the Red Sox and the Phillies taking the initiative, trying to shake things up before it gets too late. Don Mattingly has been named the interim manager until the end of the season. You know Don Mattingly. I think he's a good manager, and I think he might be able to turn things around there in Philly. Again, they're trying to do it before it gets even later. So wise choice by them. The New York Mets, like I said, I don't know what they're waiting for. They have the same record as the Philadelphia Phillies. They're 9-19. They've lost 3 in a row. They got swept by the Colorado Rockies over the weekend. So you take that for what it is. I keep saying it, but I don't know what they're waiting for. But maybe they have a trick up their sleeves. We'll see. And then the last bit of news is that the Guardians, they called up top prospect Travis Bazzana to take over second base. He's hitting 287 average, 422 OBP, 511 slugging, 21 walks, 2 homers, down in AAA. So he's been called up to take over second base for the Cleveland Guardians. I think this is all I got, guys. Let's just double check. Oh, and when it goes back to the Mets, they will be facing the Nationals. And the tickets, $6 tickets to go watch the Mets take on the Washington Nationals, costs less than getting yourself a Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme that comes in at $6.39. So you can go catch a Mets ticket for $6, almost the same price as getting a Taco Bell I can't say that. Taco Bell Crunch Wrap Supreme. That's what it is. $6.39 for that. $6.39. Anyways, that is all we have for the Chop Seat for today. Again, before you guys leave, make sure to use code CHOPSEAT20 where you can save yourself $20 off your very first purchase. Catch any Braves game, any other team in the league. You want to go catch a basketball game, NBA playoffs has already started. NHL playoffs, that has been started as well. Any concerts, any shows, use code CHOPSEAT20 and you're going to save yourself $20 off your first purchase. We'll see how the Braves do against the Detroit Tigers. And then after that, they'll be flying out west for a 9-game road trip. It's going to be starting Friday with the Colorado Rockies. Then they follow with the Seattle Mariners, and then they end off with the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's a little bit more ahead in the Braves forecast. So we'll talk about that in the next episode, but just so you can keep that in mind. So we'll talk about the Braves and how they did against the Tigers on Friday, and we'll preview that series with the Colorado Rockies. So until then, make sure you guys stay informed with the Braves. Make sure to catch some games, and hopefully the Braves are able to continue that streak where they have not lost a series yet this season. We'll see you next time on the Chop Seat.